So is this where the Democrats start eating each other? I'm pretty sure this is where the Democrats start eating each other. Joe Manchin calls pause in Democrats' $3.5 trillion spending push. Because now you have Bernie threatening the bipartisan package because he's like, oh, Republicans agree, then I must be wrong. I must disagree. I will vote no if this goes by itself. So he's only going to vote yes if the $3.5 trillion spending package comes behind it, and Joe Manchin's going to vote no for that. So either way, nothing's going to get passed. And Joe Manchin, just the other day, was talking about how he had a conversation with Bernie Sanders about this very issue. Take a look.
The night before we voted on the bipartisan infrastructure bill, Bernie Sanders wanted to talk to me. And Bernie and I respect Bernie truly, is a very, very much a socialist. He really is, and he makes no bones about it. I know where he's coming from, I know who he is, and I respect that. He don't make any bones, he don't try to hide it. So Bernie said, Joe, you know I can kill this bill, which is the bipartisan infrastructure bill. And I said, Bernie, I know you probably could if you wanted to. And I says, I guess if people in Vermont don't need the roads fixes, bridge fixes, water, sewer, internet, I think go home and tell them to hell with you. You're not going to do it. That's all. I said, yeah, you can kill it. Go ahead. And he said, well, I can kill on the other side. And I said, well, go over and tell them to go home and tell everybody what you don't need. Then he looked at me and said, you going to vote for the $3.5 trillion? I said, hell no, Bernie, I'm not voting for $3.5 trillion. He says, looked at me and said, well, at least you're honest with me. I said, Bernie, I'm willing to work with you. Let's see what we need and what we can afford to pay for.
Bernie even sounds like a bully in that. He sounds like a schoolyard bully. He's like, you know I can kill your bipartisan bill, right? Right? You're gonna vote for mine? You're gonna vote for mine? Joe's like, no, I'm not gonna vote for $3.5 trillion. So chances are Bernie's gonna try to kill the bipartisan package. So they were able to get the $3.5 trillion on the table through a reconciliation deal, and I'll go through that in another video. That's a whole different ball of wax. They just need a simple majority for the $3.5 trillion. So they need Joe Manchin's vote. So the bipartisan infrastructure bill that Bernie Sanders is threatening, and threatened directly to Joe Manchin apparently, includes this. It includes $110 billion to fund new roads and bridges, $73 billion to move from fossil fuels to clean energy and upgrade power infrastructure, $66 billion to address deferred maintenance on Amtrak trains, expand service, and modernize rail service, $65 billion to build reliable high-speed internet across America through broadband infrastructure, $55 billion replacing lead pipes, $50 billion for weatherproofing infrastructure, $39 billion for modernizing public transit, improving accessibility for the elderly with disabilities, $25 billion for airports to address repair and maintenance backlogs, reduce congestion, and reduce carbon emissions. In the infrastructure bill that Joe Manchin is questioning, education. So remember, in an infrastructure bill, there's $726 billion towards education, universal pre-K for 3- and 4-year-olds. Childcare for working families, tuition-free community college, investments in historically black colleges and universities, and investments in primary care. $332 billion for housing affordability and rental assistance, $198 billion towards clean electricity payment programs. And you're gonna get mad at Joe Manchin for saying, that's not infrastructure. That is a great way to lose the Senate.